Oh hey, just playing my Game Boy. Does your child spend a large amount of time looking at screens? According to Jeffrey Van Camp of Digital Trends, a popular technology website, 91% of US children ages 2 to 17 play video games. And I am here today to inform you that video games are beneficial to your health. I feel like as someone who has played multiple video games without any negative side effects in the real world, that I have an insider scoop. As concerned parents, I'm sure you'll find the information I'm about to share with you helpful in reducing your stress. With a proper amount of research, it is very obvious that video games reduce stress and help the minds of gamers perform tasks better. If your kid is having a hard time focusing at school or is feeling stressed out and you're unsure what to do, give them that tablet that they regularly use or send them up to their gaming system, because playing video games is a proven stress reliever. Simple games have high success rates amongst kids, which causes them to become happier. Amanda Marin of Understood.org, a popular parenting website, states, low-key games with simple graphics and that don't take a lot of time to play may improve mood and reduce anxiety. Part of the reason may be that games make it easy for kids to become successful. Personally, when I'm playing a game like Angry Birds, I feel at ease and happier once I beat a couple of levels. Games that are more geared towards children tend to have higher success rates, not only because they are easier to accomplish the task, but because completion of a level tends to bring the mood of the player up. Having less stress because of video games cause you to have better health. Video games give the player a sense of relaxation, which is beneficial to their health. Carol Liu of HuffingtonPost.com, popular news site, states, relaxation reduces the risk of heart problems and stroke, boosts memory, buffers against depression, and helps with decision making. This is something that I can personally relate to. When my friends and I were in high school, we would start our day with school at 7:45, which would go until 3 in the afternoon. Right after school, we would then go to practice, which would go until at least 6 every night. After practice, we would need to rush home and eat some dinner before we would start on homework. By this time, we were all feeling pretty stressed out and want something to put our minds at ease. So we would hop on our Xbox and play a few games with each other and talk about practice and homework before we got to bed. Once we finished the games, we would all feel less stressed and ready to tackle the next day. With the proven stress relief and increase in health, I'm sure you guys are starting to feel a little more confident towards video games. Increased health isn't the only thing video games help. Improved learning is another benefit. Video games help the person think quicker and make decisions faster. Action gamers are able to perform pattern discrimination tasks better than those who don't play action games. Action games are considered to be fast-paced, think-on-the-fly type of games, such as Call of Duty. Whereas non-action games, such as The Sims, don't require any quick responses. According to an article published by the University of Rochester, the action video game players were able to build and fine-tune templates quicker than non-action game controlled participants, and they did so on the fly as they engaged in the task. The task that they were asked to do was complete a series of pattern discrimination tasks, which is basically identifying shapes as quickly as possible. It is shown that gamers are able to retain their ability to complete tasks quicker and make decisions faster. In the same article by the University of Rochester, they say, when tested several months to a year later, the action-trained participants still outperformed the other participants, suggesting that they retain their ability to build better templates. As a parent, do you feel like you quickly forget how to do something you learned a month or 2 ago? Maybe that could be contributed to you not playing fast, action-paced games as a kid, or even now. With the obvious stress relief and increased thinking, I'm sure you are considering letting your child play video games now. Of course, you're probably asking about violence associated with video games. It is a commonly stated argument that video games make your child violent. I'm going to inform you of how that is incorrect. Every time there's a school shooting, two debates come up: gun control and violent video games. I'm here to talk about the latter. It is proven that video games don't make children violent. In an article wrote by Christopher Ferguson for theconversation.com, he talks about the reasons that video games don't correlate to violence. He states, as far back as 2011, the Supreme Court ruled that research did not find a clear connection between violent video games and aggressive behavior. Criminologists who study mass shootings specifically refer to those sorts of connections as a myth. With this information and a ruling by the Supreme Court, it is pretty obvious that violence cannot be deduced from video games. Many people have tried to say that video games make children violent, but the Supreme Court, on the side of video games having no correlation with violence, I think it is time for us to all change our beliefs, because video games don't make your child violent. In review, video games are proven stress relievers and increase the thinking ability of your child. And even though many people believe so, they don't cause violence. The only thing I have left to say is make sure you are watching what your kids play, and sometimes even join in with them. Thank you.